I just have one quick question. Who asked for this?
I should probably preface that with a little history. Bubsy, the titular Bobcat of this, franchise, I think? Does it count as a franchise? Well, whatever the case, Bubsy was a product of the early to mid-90s gaming mascot craze. A character to compete with Mario and Sonic for his parent company, Accolade.
Ironically, the only accolade that Bubsy got was a made-up one on the cover of his most recent game before this one, Bubsy 3D, and a lukewarm welcome to meme tier status after JonTron did a video on the Bubsy games back in 2012.
But somehow, despite the video clearly flaying the feline and his irritating personality, some idiot in a monkey suit, likely surrounded by other idiots in other monkey suits in an office, thought to himself, "Hey, all those kids are talking about Bubsy on that there YouTubes. We need to buy the rights and commission a new Bubsy game to cash in."
That company is Billionsoft, a firm that specialises in buying up old, dead IPs from yesteryear and reinvigorating them. This here is the fruit of their labour. Bubsy, the Woolies Strike Back, on PlayStation 4 and PC. And yes, before somebody makes the obvious joke, it's on me, I did pay for this.
Okay, it has been over 20 years, so maybe it's not that bad. The menu is lively, and though this opening scene is clearly cheap, the actual quality of the artwork here isn't too shabby, and it does effectively convey the plot, in which Bubsy is chasing the Woolies, some kind of alien species, to get back a golden ball of wool, and it does it in a decently short space of time to boot. And now it's into the first overworld. Cool! I kind of dig the retro feel, but before getting into it, I should probably do the tutorial and get the hang of the controls.
And right about here is where the wheels start to fall off.
Walking, running, and gliding is, well, actually it's okay. It's nothing special, but I've certainly seen games that handle much worse. Where it all goes to pot is in the pouncing. Bubsy will lunge directly in front of him in an arc, and it's impossible to steer or change that arc, which leads to many moments of sheer terror as you pray you don't end up eating shit every time you press it. Alternatively, as the game tells you that to kill enemies you can also, what? Is that right? I think you're missing a word there, mate.
Okay then. Outside of that little typo, it's actually not been that bad so far. Don't get me wrong, it's certainly not excellent. Bubsy's character model, for example, looks like hot garbage, but it's not as bad as something like, say, Mighty Number 9.
First level now, and it's very easy to breeze through this, and to be honest, every other level. Most are done within 3 to 5 minutes, even if you mess up and die, thanks in part to some very generous checkpointing. Plus, on the off chance that you do somehow burn through most of all 9 lives the game gives you in one level, they replenish ahead of the next one, so, like, there's no challenge.
This is also the case if you leave a level and then re-enter it. The challenge level here is quite low. It's a bit past small child and into polygon writer territory.
And if you need even more lives, they're available in bulk. Simply obtain an extra t-shirt which will grant you 1 extra hit before death, and then simply pick up another one. They give you another chance to run headfirst at the game before you have to stop yourself and make yourself play something a bit more challenging, such as the DVD menu for Plan 9 from Outer Space.
That said, the game does spike the difficulty up in 2 notable places. However, it seems to be less down to good design and more due to wonky hitboxes.
The first is here, at the end of the first level. To make this jump, you have to pounce through the rock and get cleanly to the other side. Well, it's not as simple as it looks, as demonstrated by the short compilation of me eating dirt.
Hunting really makes me hungry. Double pound! Pound.
Eventually I got it, but yeesh, this pounce mechanic really needed to spend a bit more time in the oven before serving.
Or maybe have it play tested a bit more before you burn it to a Blu-ray.
And the second incident is at the second boss, coincidentally. The first one, this UFO, is super straightforward and again rock paper shotgunned here in terms of difficulty. The second UFO, however, has this one rather irritating issue that prevents it from being just as straightforward. Another wonky hitbox. Clearly, the red guiding laser hasn't gone green with Phasma yet, so why is it killing me? Seriously, it's just the one thing that makes it a total time waster. But then again, it is this game. So to keep the passive masses playing, any damage that you do to the boss remains between lives. So again, it just needed more playtesting.
Oh yeah, and also a budget higher than 3 Capra Suns and a packet of those sandwich cracker things.
I should elaborate on that jab a bit, shouldn't I? Well, believe it or not, this is not the second level. And no, it's not more footage of the first. It's the fourth. All of these levels look more or less the damn same. There's very little enemy variety and sparse challenge in the platforming, which is not a very good look when you can fly through a level in mere minutes. But of course, Bubsy has a ton of one-liners to keep you company while you sail on through.
Take that, you cotton goblin monster! Bubsy's on a pouncing spree. Air control to the maximum.
You know what? Maybe they should have launched like a Bubsy webcomic instead. You know, capture all of his wacky adventures and one-liners. Or they could have done a Bubsy Twitter account. Wait.
After the second boss, we get to go to space. And finally, the scenery changes. However, the stages here are just as easy to blast through as all of the other ones we just did on Earth. The game clearly tried to rely on humour to make up for the lack of substance, but it just falls flat on its face between the one-liners, the slightly silly enemy designs, and the parody end-of-level passwords. Somehow, if you can, you'll pull through to a third UFO, and this one, despite wearing a crown, is honestly a lot easier than the last one due to it not having messed up laser beams. Trounce this royal looking Burke, enjoy the victory, and wait, what? Is this it? But we've barely been playing for 2 hours. Seriously? Yeah, yes, seriously, we have credits! What? And a teaser for another bloody game. What?
I'm not making this up. That first overworld there, all 9 of those levels, that was the entire game. This is completely unacceptable. Keep in mind, this game here launched at $30 at the tail end of last year. So it's not like it's an old economy meme, you know, it's an actual new game released in the last year that breaks down to, well, it took me about 2 hours to beat the game, including bathroom breaks and me getting up and down a couple of times for drinks of water. About $15 an hour. That's unacceptable. That's actually worse value for money than Ground Zeroes. And even at the new price point of $20, yes, you can get this right now on Amazon.com for 20 whole American banana bucks, it's still a colossal waste of time and money. Unless you're a terrible YouTuber trying to fill your Bubsy quota forever. Alright then, this is what we're doing on Season 4, huh? We're going to be sifting through kitty litter. Grief.